Greetings. Good evening. Single in the
Hello.
city. Where kings meet queens. I am Nicole Everett.
I am Joketra Horne.
Uh-oh, Nick, what happened to you?
Uh-oh. You hear me?
Oh, okay. No, yeah. All right,
Oh,
here we
Nick
go.
Rain's dating coach. Sorry, I was in my relaxed
I
position.
know he
I
left.
saw that. Like you were ready for your client to lay on the couch.
Ah,
So if you all will, please, those of you who are viewing, I see Altamise on here already. Put in the city and the state that you are tuning in from. City and state that you're tuning in from. We're gonna start out by saying hey there to Altamise Smith.
Hey, Altamise.
out to me.
We got Ursula on here. Good evening. Good evening. All right. So please like and share. Make it a watch party. We're trying to get as many folks on tonight. It's a
Yes, because it's Saturday Night Live.
Saturday night. Yes, we got lots of conversation geared up for tonight. All right. So we got Ozzy, bonjour. Thanks to Alexa and the teacher reminders. Wake up, Nick.
I'm up. I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
All right.
Hey, bonjour, Ozzy.
Ozzy is in Virginia Beach. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We got Shanita Smith. Greetings, Shanita. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So, Single in the City, for those of you who are not aware, is the love team, myself, Nick, and Joketra. We started this back in August of last year at Two Step and Two Step Tuesdays and Thursdays over at the Pavilion. And we just are trying to bring the fun back to dating. So we've done speed dating, we've had mix and mingles, and we are doing Facebook Lives pretty regularly now. So we want to try to make some love connections and
Yes.
just have fun. Just have fun. So we got other folks on here. Jessica,
Hey, Jessica.
Callie, thank you, thank you.
They running in from
Running
Cali.
here from Cali,
Run
yes.
on.
Antonio,
Antonio. All
yeah.
right.
Antonio, we're gonna cover one of your topics tonight, so get ready.
Antonio
Thanks for
checking in.
joining us, Antonio.
Mhm.
So, do we want to give a rundown of what the topics are just so everyone can start thinking?
We do,
Out
but
down the colors.
Ozzy has recognized our color scheme tonight. Tonight, the color is blue for the men's, for the fathers. So happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy early Father's Day, men. We love you. We appreciate you. So I hope that you'll have a good Father's Day tomorrow. And maybe it can start today, like we did today.
That's right. Christy Johnson. She said, hey.
Hi, Christy.
All right, and we got Keisha. Keisha Washington.
Hey, Vicky.
Yes, Vicky Lane.
Vicky, that's a lot of names.
It's
Now,
a lot
Keisha,
of
Vicky Lane, Washington.
Uh-huh. All right, Shanita said, I'm with it. My love life has not had much love at all. Oh Lord, well we got to
No,
change
hopefully
that.
we help a
Well,
little bit.
Shanita, we hope to change that.
Yes, we do.
But you know what? I love you.
Oh,
Okay.
now where is Shanita based?
Where's Shanita from?
Where is she tuning in from?
Shanita, if you can let us know where you're tuning in from.
Okay.
Yeah, represent.
All right. All right. So we want to give a rundown of
The topics that we're going to cover tonight.
yep.
I have them here. So, as you all are aware, we cover certain topics, but if at any time you have a need or you want to ask a question, then just drop it in the comment section. And if we can cover it, we will definitely try to cover it. So, the floor is open in that sense. But the topics that we want to cover tonight are: at what point into the date should you end it if the person is showing signs that it won't work? Another one is, do pickup lines still work, or is that a thing of the past?
Hmm.
And then we want to know, how can you tell if someone is cheating? And another one is, how long is too long to be engaged? And then the one, Antonio, this is yours from last week. What are soul ties and do they affect future relationships? So we want to talk about soul ties versus soul mates, because we talked about soul mates last week and that led into soul ties.
Mhm.
So those are all of our topics for tonight.
All
So
right.
start thinking about those. I guess, Nicole, if however you want to cover them, we can, you and Nick.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to be more of a listener.
So
Oh,
Shanita.
Mariana, Jackson County.
All
Stand
right.
up.
Isn't
Jackson
that
County.
your area, Nick? Nick,
Huh?
that's where you from. Isn't
Yeah,
that where
Jackson
you
County,
from?
baby. Stand up.
All right, so Nick, you need to start calling some of your boys and be like, Shanita is in the house. We
Okay.
need some love thing going on. I know where the Firehouse Subs is, right there by the Walmart.
Okay.
I know a little bit about Mariana.
All righty. All right. So let's jump in. What do we want to tackle first?
Do you want to? I think since you said to do pickup lines still work, or is that a thing of the past?
Okay.
I think that would be a good one to start out with.
Let's jump into that.
Oh, Lord. Shanita said,
Let's jump in it.
hold on. Shanita said, Nick, you're my cousin.
Okay, all right, fam.
Yeah, he the hookup cousin.
Right. All right. We got Maine Shula here from Monticello and
Monticello.
Monticello and Latanya from the Atlanta area. All right. Just
Atlanta. Now, when you say Atlantic, what is the Atlantic area?
Atlanta area.
Oh, hey, I'll be in Atlanta on Thursday. Who was that from Atlanta?
That was Latanya.
Okay, Latanya, I'm gonna be in Atlanta on Thursday. Need to hit me up.
Jessica said, y'all have a lot to talk about. I need to be able to talk. Okay.
Hey, start doing the muddy up. Start typing. You got plenty of
Wait a
time.
minute. I think we might have something going on. Ozzy said Shanita will be moving to Virginia Beach.
Ooh.
All right, we go talk about that a little later, maybe. All right, so he said maybe that's his pickup line.
That's a good look. That's a good opener. I like it.
All right, so do pickup lines still work or nah, not so much?
I think that they must still work because people are still using them. So that's my short answer.
So let me ask you, Joketra. So you say people still using them. So have you been somebody using one on you lately, or you heard one recently?
Oh, I hear pickup lines all the time.
Really?
Huh?
Right at you for you.
Well, they don't work on me now because of my situation.
But no, he's saying the pickup lines that you hear are they at you? Are they coming at you with the pickup lines?
Right.
Yeah.
Not your friends. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, now my thing is, I automatically think that every time you go out, somebody is going to say something to you or try to, hit on you. I mean, I get it all the time, and I just laugh at some of them because I just be like, okay, thank you.
That was cute, I mean,
yeah, that was cute, and keep it moving, Right. And I mean, especially because of working at Publix, every time I go to work, I get a pickup line. But I'll be like, want some free stuff? What is it?
So we got a lot of comments here about pickup lines.
Let's get into it.
So Ozzy says pickup lines still work. It's all about delivery.
Okay, Ozzy, I like it.
Keisha said, I think pickup lines are another way of saying one night stand because they don't want anything.
Okay.
All right, we got Deanna on here. She said, I'm married to be nosy to hear what the single folks are up to. That's all right.
I love that honesty, and we welcome married folks.
Deanna, we have a marriage following also, so you okay, you family.
Uh-huh. All right, Latanya said, no, they really don't work. Okay. Keisha relates them to booty calls. And Abraham said pickup lines are for players.
Player.
So we got a question on the floor. What's the best pickup line y'all ever heard?
Good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
You hear them all the time, so I'm interested to see what you have to say. Then you Nicole.
I have to think about that. I mean, because I think I've heard some weird ones, and just some that's just out of where you're like, well, where did that come from?
Some weird ones though. It depends on what the actual motive is, because a weird one could be just to get you to think for a minute and pause and then pay attention. And some of them just be conversation starters, and some of them just to make you laugh. So a pickup line could either be either of those. So my thing is, which one stood out to you?
Well, I think in my case, I think most of the pickup lines are conversation starters, especially at Publix, because somebody asked for something, like, or can you help me find something? And it'd be right there, it could be that simple, or, oh, I love your green eyeliner. I get that a whole lot. Or your eyes so pretty. And I'm like, I got on the mask up here. You can't see my eyes.
Oh, okay. All right. Antonio said pickup lines are a good way to initiate combo. It's like the attention grabber of a speech, but you have to maintain her attention.
So I wonder what the guys would say is their best pickup line. What's one like their go-to pickup line?
Okay, well, Dar says, you seem creative, never gets old. Women love when you notice their individuality, creativity. As a poet, yes, you can make pickup lines, but real delivery isn't a one-liner. It's a song. Ha, ha, ha. All right. So.
All right. Oh, so that's like you remind me of my Jeep.
Maybe. All right, we got Cara on here trying to get tips from her single friends. Lord have mercy on these pickup lines.
Oh, she's saying that's a pickup line?
No, I think she is trying to get some tips for pickup lines for her single friends.
Oh, okay. So maybe if the guys can share what some of their go-to pickup lines are.
So LaTanya said one is, hey, I really like thick women. So that's a
but you know what? I think that's and that to me can be seen, like someone said, it depends on the delivery. I think that could be seen as a compliment.
It could be.
It
could be. All right. So Abraham said, what happened to the real men who must come and introduce themselves by saying their name and hello? Abraham, they are in our DM saying, hey, sexy. That's what
Abraham, we talked about that last week, that's what we really would appreciate is a simple hello, So yeah, what happened to him, Abraham? Tell us.
He asking. He wants to know.
Well, I'm assuming he's won. So there you have it.
He's wondering what happened to him. All right, Maine said it must be jelly because jam don't shake like that. That's
okay. Now that is obviously not a clean pickup line.
I love it. Most of the ones I've heard are related to can we hook up?
Okay.
All right. Ozzy, if you are not poetic, your pickup line will be weak. It must stimulate the person's mind.
So Ozzy, what's your best pickup line?
All right. Maybe we'll hear from Juanita said, I hate those pickup lines I hear at the gas station, but they yelling from the car and watching me pump my own gas.
She got the emoji like that.
Right.
One of the best pickup lines that I have heard have been from someone who really has been on my page, and they've asked me about my trip to Africa. They have asked me about my trip to Dubai. They have studied places that I visited, and that really did lead into a deeper conversation. So I think for anybody that come up and ask me about something on my page, to me, that is a good conversation starter, letting me know that they are interested in getting to know me.
Okay. We got Makina on. I'm tardy to the party. What I miss?
Hi, Makina. You didn't miss much.
We're just getting started.
On the first topic, and we're talking about if pickup lines if they still work or if they are something from, of the past. Mm-hmm. So I know you got a good pickup line, Makina. I know it.
All right. So Deanna said, so, quote, hi, my name is doesn't work anymore. So Deanna, it works for me.
Yeah. And someone just did that to me last night at Publix. A guy just introduced himself to me and said his name. And then he said, well, what's your name? And I looked at my name tag.
Gotta pay more attention. Gotta pay more attention to detail.
He wanted to make sure he pronounced it correctly. That's all.
But then
Maybe so.
he should have said, "How do you pronounce your name?"
Okay.
You know. And then he reached out to shake my hand, and I was like, you know, Wakanda, baby, Wakanda.
COVID. We in COVID right now, bro.
Yeah.
Social distancing. All right. So Dar said to Abraham, boring. So Latanya said, right, Abraham, can we keep it simple, please? Abraham said, no, I'm married. All right.
Oh, so there you go.
Yes. So no pickup.
And he got the Florida State. He got the Florida State helmet as his profile. All right, go Noel.
Go Knowles. Dan the man is on. He said he agrees with Abraham. What happened to the men that, you know, just.
Well, we know Dan, the pickup lines that Dan get is WYD.
Stop. I can't. Alchemy said, do pickup lines work on weak men?
Women.
Sorry, on weak women.
I think that now I don't want to classify them as being weak because I think a good pickup line can work on a strong woman. It just depends on, like someone said, the delivery and who it's coming from. Because if you are interested in a male and he give you the right pickup line, especially if there's one that you really aren't accustomed to, it could work. You know, it depends on what follows. But if he smell good, look good, sound good, got all some of the other things that you want, a good pickup line can work now.
Right. The best ones, I would say the best ones are probably organic. It's in your surroundings, what the person is doing right then, and then you come up with one right then. So that's the ones that's best. It's organic. But like you said, you have to be able to follow up with good conversation because you can't lead up with a great opener and then the conversation deflates. So that's when you lose. So you got the interest and then you lost it because your conversation didn't follow.
Okay. And I think a turnoff is, and Nicole, I'm sure you probably get this since you have a TV show, but do you get a lot of guys that walk up to you and be like, oh my gosh, I just been wanting to meet you for so long. I'm so happy that I finally got to meet you. You know, you're everything and this. And then you just be like, that doesn't feel real. You know, it feel like you really trying to sell yourself. So right. The whole...
You sound like a fan. You sound like a fan instead of somebody that's interested. Next thing you should be asking that you say, oh, there's your autograph. You sound like a fan. You're not trying to be a fan. You know, right. I'm trying to get to know you, not trying to be a fan. So you sound like a fan when you do that.
All right. I hope you guys heard that.
Yeah.
Don't be a fan. I mean, you can be eventually, but not starting off.
Not when you start off.
Right.
That is a little creepy.
All right, Keisha said, this is what I need to hear. Hey, let's go half on the house. Let's start our successful businesses. Let's do community involvement and brush our teeth before we go to bed.
In the pickup, in the opener, she want to hear that?
Nah, Vicky, that can't be the opening now. We talking about you got to get to know the person before they come with brushing the teeth and let's go half on
the house.
Right, we talking about an opener right now. That's all we talking about. We talking about conversation starters.
No, listen, if someone walk up to you and they start with all of that, you need to run as quickly as possible.
All right. Shaq is on here. Hey, Shaq, she said, letting you know they have been stalking you. Not quite sure. We're a little behind on our...
No, she's talking about what I said about when you meet someone and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I've been wanting to meet you and all this. I agree.
Okay.
Right.
We got Mia. She said, hey, y'all.
Hey, Mia. Mia, Shaq, for those that just joined, we're talking about, do pickup lines still work or are they just something of the past?
Yes.
So I'm led to believe that they still work. What about you and Nick and Nicole?
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. We got some more comments. I got to read.
We're going to come back to it. We're going to come back to that.
All right. Shaq said, leading with the name is fine. Abraham said, playing around, and that's how you stay single. Dan the man said, no, the pickup lines I get, hey, sexy red.
Now go back to what Abraham said when he said playing around, that's how you stay single. Can you elaborate on what you mean by that, what playing around is, and that's how you stay single?
Okay. Makina said, I like a good, hey, pretty lady, do you have a boyfriend? Oh, you don't. You want one? Hooks said, pickup lines depends on how the person receives it. Mia said, I like a good pickup line, especially if it's clever. Smart guys are a turn on.
Hooks.
Yep. Alchemy said, sometimes men know what to say just to see how much he can get out of you.
I agree with that, Altemise.
I do too. Ozzy, when I use the club, I will first find something to compliment the lady on and ask what you are sipping on and converse of the type of drink they choose. Now, you offer me a drink, that's a good pickup line. Because you trying to make sure I'm well parched, if I'm at the club, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
Let me ask you this. So Nicole and Joketra, so if a guy offer you a drink and you accept the drink, do he get a conversation after that at least? Is he entitled to a conversation? Or
well, he's not entitled, but I would be willing to converse with him if he bought me a drink. Yes.
Because he bought you a drink. Okay.
I'm more inclined to converse with him if he bought me a drink.
Joketra?
Well, since I don't drink,
he brought you a Sprite. He brought you a water. He brought you a Sprite. He brought you Dr. Pepper. Whatever.
But even if a guy offers to buy me a drink, I will have a conversation with them because I think that that's the polite thing to do. Since he's being, respectful in doing that, and I'll let him know I appreciate that. Okay. So yeah, I'll talk to him.
All right, Abraham at Mia. So he can't be smart unless he has a pickup line. Make it make sense. Okay. Antonia said, women don't like desperate dudes. Be confident and sure, not needy. I would assume that's a turnoff for many women. Yes, sir. It is. Nicole, tell them, don't be a groupie. Keep it moving, shorty. You don't know. All right, man. I'm going to use that one. Keep it moving, shorty.
Yep.
All right, Makina said, I went out on a date with a man who was on a reality show, and since I don't watch television, I had no idea, but he kept bringing it up. Rolls eyes. Look, man, WCF are you?
I might know who that person is that you went out on a date with if he lived in the ATL. That was on a reality show.
Celebrity. He's a celebrity. He wants you to recognize. You can be intelligent. I just mean the quick wit of a pickup line. Yeah, I mean, quick wit is attractive. All right, Ozzy said, you guys got me fixing a tropical storm drink now. Lord have mercy. Ozzy, don't hurt me.
You getting it ready for Shanita?
No, it is hurricane season. All right. Vicky said, yes, that's the opener. At this age, we should already know what we want, especially if he smells and looking good.
Wow, so she asked him about how much we could put on a down payment on the house. If he smell and look good, she ready to go in and buy a house together.
Vicky, that's gonna run the guy off. I'm telling you. You don't even know him.
Carr said, where's Antoine Wright? He needs some of these top. You know what? I can't.
Okay, she calling him out. We saw Antoine at the Father's Day today. She calling him out.
She don't know what that man got going on. Anyway, Deanna said, these days, don't take the drink, ladies. Well, listen, if I'm at the bar, if I go to the bar and watch the bartender make it, I'm good. I'm not going to, take a drink that he brings over to me like that, unless it's a bottle of water that I can crack the seal. Abraham said, when a man approaches a woman, gives dismissive signals because she is either one, playing hard to get, or two, is full of herself. So he was giving clarity to his comment earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. You know what, Cara, I don't like you. You were supposed to be my friend. Talking about
Cara is listen, Cara, you just helping them get to know. Just helping them get to know Nicole and what she needs when they see her at the club.
I can't stand you, Cara, right
now. So when the club opens back up, we got you. Amaretto sour.
Alchemy said having manners is key. Yes, manners.
Yes, we talked about those soft skills.
Yep. Hook said some guys are just lame.
All right, Hooks.
I'm with Nicole.
Yes. Mia says some guys think that just because they buy you a drink, that you are in a full-blown relationship. Look, Ninja, thanks for the drink. Keep it moving. Yeah, I've experienced that as well.
No, she didn't say a full
relationship, but
I definitely think that if a guy,
I get
what you say, Nicole?
While you at the club, I done bought you this drink. I get to dance with you. I get to converse with you. I get to look like I'm with you. Listen,
we get at least 3 songs. At least 3 songs. You buy a drink.
Well, I definitely think that if a guy, if you're gonna, I mean, because we know that we could buy our own drink. Am I correct?
We can.
Yeah.
So I do think that if a guy offered to buy you a drink, he's offering for a reason. So I do think that in return, we can at least give him a moment of our time instead of just accepting the drink and be like, peace, thank you for the drink.
Yeah, but I don't know. So I'm with Mia because I have experienced that as well. You done bought me a drink and now you think you know you could just keep rolling up on me. No.
Well, what's wrong with saying to the guy, because I've said this, thank you so much for, the water. I have enjoyed talking to you, but I want to enjoy the rest of my evening. What's wrong with that? And then just being clear with him to letting him know. And then if he's aggressive, then you just say, whoa, now, if all of this was going to come from you buying me a drink, then I'll buy you a drink. How about that? And then we can call it even.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's how I play it.
I love it. I love it. All right. Keisha said, I'm not picking him up, Joketra. He's picking me up. So that's what she wants to hear. Those are the things she want to hear. Let's go half on a house. Let's
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
But if a man came up to you and those were his initial comments, honestly, how would you take him serious if he came up to you and started with all of those? Let's go half on a house. I mean, would you?
It sounds like she would.
Right.
Yeah, she trying to get to the closing table. That's all she trying to do. How much you got on the down payment? Who's gonna pay the closing costs? That's what she trying to get to.
I think you're definitely opening yourself up to be disappointed.
Absolutely. All right. Alchemy said, make sure them pickup lines strong. LOL. All right. Latanya said 1.5 songs, Nick.
All right. Okay. All right. I scale back. Yeah. I scale back 1.5.
Latanya, I'm with you on that. 1.5 is good enough.
All right, throw in the phone number too. Latanya. We good. Throw in the phone number.
No.
Look, I'm gonna be giving them 77793. All right, Cara said yes, friend. Nicole Everett giving them that brown sugar skin. You know what, Cara? Goodbye. Good.
Yes, she is. Cara, we already talked about
blue. Okay,
but I want to go back to what someone said about. You said the phone number. I think now the best way, instead of giving a phone number, is to say to them, why don't we could be Facebook friends? Yeah. So that way you can get to know him and he can get to know you and you don't have to exchange numbers. So that's a good way to do it.
Ooh, this one is smooth right here. Antonio said, well, here I am. What are your other 2 wishes?
All right, Antonio. Hey, you pulled out not the bag of tricks.
That's an old player.
He reached in his bag of tricks on y'all.
I need to write it down, guys.
That's an old player pickup line right there. All right. Deanna said, there's something about a man asking a lady to dance with him. At least that's how my husband got me. LOL.
He gotta be able to dance, though. He gotta be able to dance. So that's the thing. He gotta be able to dance.
Yeah, he do gotta be able to dance.
Well, I mean, when you take dance lessons, that's one of the etiquette things that they teach you is the man really is always supposed to be the one to ask the lady to dance. Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to reach for her hand, in that. Mm-hmm. So that's the etiquette.
Does he, in that same etiquette, does he also supposed to lead the dance also as well?
He is always supposed to lead, but especially in ballroom dance, swing dance, all those. But we have the issue with allowing the man to lead, and that's one of the major concerns. So yes, he is. Good point, Nick.
Yep. Mia said, it's cool to chat. We can exchange numbers, and hell, I'll buy you a whole setup to leave me alone. It's going in.
All right, Mia.
All right, Alchemy says, that's why you have to peep surroundings, because if he used it with you, he use it with someone else. LOL.
Probably true. That's probably
Yes.
right.
Makina said, I can help y'all get to the closing table.
Closing pearls. Closing. Hey, always closing. Always closing, right?
Oh my
Every
God.
conversation, always closing.
Latanya said, you're too funny, Nick. Give them a phone number and they call from an unknown number. Not. All right. Makina said yes to Antonio. All right, Shantina's on here. Hey, Shantina.
Hi, Shantina.
Okay. Vicky said, I'm speaking from things that have already happened to me, not once, but a couple of times, and I was too scared to see it through at a young age. However, they were honest men. All right, well, okay. So Johnny wants to know, what if the man cannot dance? I think you need to keep it at the two-step.
Well, I think it would behoove any man to take a dance lesson and learn how to dance. That's just my suggestion. That I know when I moved back home and lived in Pensacola, the guy I ended up dating, we met in ballroom dance class, and I think that that's something that women find to be so sexy for a man to be able to dance, and that can lead properly. So there's nothing wrong with taking dance lessons.
Yeah, my thing is, if you're going to be in a setting where it's always a bunch of dancing, you don't want to be that guy that's always holding up the wall anyway. So if that's what people are doing, you want to be, like Joketra said, take a dance class if that's what you're going to be at. Because if you want a conversation, of course, you'll be able to hold a long conversation if you're dancing with that young lady. So it's good to go ahead and pick up some dance lessons. That's the atmosphere you're going to be in.
All right.
And I have also seen some rough looking men pull some beautiful ladies because of his moves on the dance floor. I'm just being honest.
Yep. Makina said, Johnny, he can hit that good two-step. That's what I said.
Like he said, this is home. This is home. This is home.
Yes, keep it at
Stay home. Stay home.
Wasn't that in the movie, Nick?
Yeah, hit. Yeah. Hit. This is home.
Eddie, my buddy Eddie, who is a drummer and a dancer, said, learn to dance. Talk to
Hey, Eddie, I agree.
Hey, it will only help you. It will only help you. It will not hurt you. It will only help you if you learn to dance.
Yes. Alchemy said, I'm picky about giving out my number. Everybody doesn't deserve access to you. Agreed.
Alchemy, I'll tell them, I'll call them from work because I don't want my peace disturbed.
Latanya said, I agree, Joketra, but there are some who don't have rhythm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there are. Miriam Watkins can teach them to dance. She's right here in Tallahassee.
Effort. I think effort goes a long way. You know what I mean?
It does.
I also want to add, and just think about it too. At all of these weddings lately, you always see the bride and groom now. It's become so popular for them to come up with a dance that they want to present. So I definitely think you can't go wrong with taking some dance lessons.
Agreed.
It's only a plus to your repertoire.
Abraham's dance moves are just a barometer for lust, sex move attraction.
Okay. Look, okay.
It might, yeah. All right. Keisha said, we need to take this show on the road in 2022. Visit other cities, jazz bars. We may see how other singles act. Okay.
Actually, Keisha, that's already in the plan. And actually, June was our first. We were supposed to have a single in the city in Jacksonville for June. So we had it scheduled for Atlanta, Birmingham, and Jacksonville. So
it was May. May was going to be our first one.
Yeah,
May was going to be in Atlanta and also Birmingham, right?
Yes. So once it opens back up, like you said, it looked like 2022. That's what we'll be doing.
Great.
Maybe we'll have some love connections and maybe even a marriage, that we can talk about.
We're going to have it at Keisha's house.
You ready to the next question?
Look, they keeping them coming. Abraham's, we already got that one. Okay, Shantina said, if a man can't dance, he's going to stay mad with me because I'm not holding up the wall with you.
All right.
Patricia said, that's Pamelia. Pamelia said post-COVID, but Patricia said, I agree with the work number. So
yes, it's helped.
yeah.
It's the pre-screening. That's the key to do is the pre-screening to give out the work number.
Yes, this helped out a lot for me.
It does. It does. All right. You want to go to the next topic?
Yes, let's go to because actually somebody on here, this was their question. At what point into the date should you end it if the person is showing signs that it won't work? Is that another from you, Nicole?
Yeah.
And you said the date, or what point? At what point? You talking about when you dating that person?
At what point into the date? If you're out on a date with someone and you realize this is not going anywhere, they've already shown me enough signs that she ain't it or he ain't it. At what point should you end it? My answer is immediately.
I think I just got a headache and I need to go on home, see, because it's not
well, no, how come I've been out on a date with someone and I have said to them, we both don't want the same things. I can tell that we both don't want the same things. So why are we wasting each other's time? I'm going to go ahead and go, and you can go ahead and go. So I just think that when you immediately know that they're showing signs, why waste your time? So
what did they say?
They ain't say nothing. They was just looking stupid. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this woman said that.
I agree with that, Joketra, because I know a lot of people, they will just think that the woman or the man would just kind of complete the date and just finish it out. It's like, you know what? I might as well just finish it out because I came here, I got dressed up, so I'm going to finish the date out. But on the flip side, I do think some people will respect that. They may be shocked in the beginning, but I think they will respect the fact you say, look, I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste yours. Our time is valuable. So, hey, let's just say we came, we saw, and we moving on.
Or if it's someone, because I've also done this when I went on my five dates when I was in DC.
8.
I knew that
I thought it was 8. I thought it was 8.
I went on a total of 8 dates in the month of January. But when I was in DC, I did the 5. Keep it straight. I keep it straight. But I did say to the one, well, maybe 2, that let's just be friends. Let's just remain friends. I don't see the relationship going any further. Let's just remain friends. And we
friends. Why can't we be friends?
Yeah. So I mean, I always just try to be honest with them. But I think that if you're out on a date with someone and they're irritating you to like the highest, I think that for your sanity, because you could go off and make that person feel bad. I just think you should just go ahead and end it.
So lots of comments. Out to me said immediately, don't even waste time. Latanya, immediately. All right, back to the other topic. Shantina said Google number.
Yeah.
Antonio, end it at the breath test. Emergency. Gotta go. LOL.
Let me ask this question though, real quick. If y'all already ordered the food, who gonna pay for that? Y'all leaving. Who gonna pay for that?
Oh, if I want to leave, then I'll offer to pay half. I'll offer to go half.
Okay.
And listen, I have no problem. Much as I like to eat, and my dad always told me, don't order what you can't pay for. So if it's not working, hey, I don't have a problem. How much I owe for the bill?
You just trying to get up out of there. I don't care what it takes. Give me a tab.
Yeah, I don't care because I don't want you leaving thinking different.
Familia said, I don't say all of that, but as soon as I'm not enjoying myself, I break. All right. Ozzy said, be honest, authentic, and deliver a cool tone and stand your ground. Abraham said, immediately, some people just trying to get a free meal. Shantina said, there's a moment when you both know it's time to exit stage left. Uh-oh. Altamie said, cash out.
I'm out. On my way out. What's your cash out?
Get mine and
hey, listen, when you go into the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom. What's your cash out?
Right. That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, when you exit stage left, is it a bathroom first and then your car? I mean, which one comes first? I don't know.
All right, when you in the car, hey, look, I'm in the car. What's your cash?
Hey, text me what the bill was. I'm gonna cash out your half.
Oh my gosh. I never invited that person out.
Okay, Ozzy.
All right.
Well, you're saying whoever invited that person out is the one that should pay?
That's what he's saying.
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because you initiated the interaction, the date. So I think Ozzy's saying you should pay.
But I agree. That is the etiquette portion. But I think it's nothing wrong that if you are ending a date for you to offer to cover because you're not upholding your end of the obligation.
Right. Prematurely. If you ending this date, you like, you know what? No hard feelings. I'm gonna pay for my half.
Yeah. Hey, you could do the what did Robin Givens do to Eddie Murphy and Boomerang?
Did you leave the money on
she left the money on the nightstand.
Oh yeah.
I would probably pay the whole thing just the dip.
Oh wow.
Oh man, he would feel this big.
Yes, he would. For me, he said, "You're on the date to enjoy. You're not enjoying, so stop." All right. So
most people say they'll leave. Most people say they'll be out.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So that answers the question. You leave as soon as you feel it, you end it.
Yeah. So some people. So I guess some people may not even sit down. Like, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
Well, then listen. That must mean you got catfished because that means that you're not.
You may not like what you see, right?
Right.
And now that would be real sad. But I think that if you get catfished and they invite you on a date, I think you should go ahead and say to them, "You know, you gave me a picture from 1913."
Lord have mercy. Oh. Let me see. Antonio said, "Do you sneak out or tell the person you're leaving if it's a really bad date?" Which is what we're discussing in terms of the catfish.
Yeah. Antonio, Joketra said she texted him from the car. She said, "I'm in the car." So she ain't.
You could do that. Remember the Gabrielle Union when she was in there and the man was rapping and she said, "Check, please."
Yes, that was Deliver Us from Eva, I think. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Dar said, "A good excuse can go a long way. Gotta wake up early, headache, feeling sick. I've learned people are a lot cooler about it when you indirectly reject them."
But see, here's my thing with that. That's really a lie. You know what I mean? Mm. And for me, that wouldn't sit well in my spirit to try to lie to someone. Because then they're going to contact you later and be like, "Are you feeling better?" You know? So then you got that ongoing cycle. So my thing is learn how to just be honest, but the way, I guess, how you can be honest with them instead of lying to them. Because then you lying, you know what I mean? It's just a lie.
I'm feeling better because I ain't with you.
I feel great.
Okay. So if you say I'm not feeling well, I have a headache. Then when they contact you and ask you how you're feeling and then ask you to go out again, then what do you say?
No. I'm good. So Ozzy said, "Joketra, only a mature person will do that, LOL."
Right. I agree.
So we've talked about ghosting. I don't know if we've done it on a live before, but I think that there's probably more people that might, do what Dara is suggesting in terms of something that's palatable than a direct reject or a direct, "I'm not feeling this," or, "I think we both know this is not going anywhere," or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I agree with it, but it just seems like there's more people that, there's more of a propensity to do that.
Right. Well, I agree. Ghosting is a trendy, it's a big thing. So it's like, that's indirect. That's indirect telling someone that you're not interested. So I agree. Ghosting is a real big thing right now.
And I guess my thing to that is I always look at it as, would you want someone to do that to you? Because I know I've held conversations with people that said that they did ghost people. And I'm like, but how would you feel if someone did that to you? So that's just my only thought process in that is we're mature enough to where we should be able to have a conversation. I mean, everybody has gotten rejected before. So let's not just hear what's going on. That person may not be your type for many different reasons.
Right. So
You have such a good heart. Such a good heart.
she does. So Alchemy said never ride on the first date. That
Never be rude.
Never rude. Never
She
rude.
corrected it. Ride. Never ride
Okay.
on the first date.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't know about that. I've ridden with guys on the first date.
That you didn't like?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't know if there was going to be chemistry or not. I'm just thinking she's saying that, say, I'll meet you someplace on the first date, you know?
She's saying don't ride together with them and ride in the same car on the first date for fear of what we're talking about. Because
yeah, but when I was in DC and I went on my 5 dates, I had to ride with them in the car. Well, I didn't have to, but there were 3 of them that picked me up. So I rode in the car with them.
You could do that. I think after me is just saying your plan of escape is going to be delayed because if you're not driving, that's all.
Well, no, it's not, because there's Uber and Lyft. That's the beauty in Uber and Lyft.
You're right.
All right. You are absolutely right. Okay.
You're right.
Abraham said catfish, get 2 dinners, dessert, get up to go to the bathroom, leave them with the bill and block.
I'm done.
Abraham, that probably happens like way more than we are probably willing to admit. I'm telling
Like
you.
I said, I think a lot of people hit the bathroom first. I don't think they just go straight out to the door because they don't want the person to know. I think a lot of people hit a detour to the bathroom first.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Dar said, if I was talking to you every day before the date and then after, I'm spotty with responses. It's easy to get the picture and not have a confrontation.
So then that's technically ghosting.
It is. It is. Shantina said, you can be honest and still not be harsh.
I agree.
Vicky said, some of us already know we're not interested before we even go on the date. Then why go on the date?
Don't go on the date.
No, well, she not lying, because remember I gave my testimony about the date in DC that I had. That was the worst date ever.
Yes.
And it was the worst date ever because I knew before I went on the date that the Holy Spirit had said I should not have gone, but I did anyway. So yes. And I've heard women even say, well, I don't really like him, but I'm just going to go to get me a meal.
Somebody mentioned that in the comments. Somebody mentioned it in the comments about getting a free meal. Somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, somebody did.
So yeah, she's right.
All right. Shantina said Uber money. Keisha said, you're right, never ride on the first date. And Ozzy said Joketra is gangster. All right. All right.
Throw a little sign.
Anything else you want to say on this topic? All right, let's move on. What's the next topic?
Okay, this one I can't wait to hear is how can you tell when someone is cheating?
Oh, Lord. Let me sit back.
Oh, man.
Nicole, why you gonna sit back, Nicole? Come to the light, Caroline. Come to the light, Caroline.
Let me sit back. Let me get my fan out of it.
Yeah, it's about to get hot, Nicole. It's about to get hot. It's about to get hot in here.
Nick, I'm here. I'm ready.
It's about to get hot.
Nick, do you want to give us your psychological?
I don't want to start out with it. I want to hear the comments first myself. Let me get some entertainment.
Hold on. We got a couple still lingering from the last one. Okay. Abraham he said he was the one that mentioned the free meals.
Right, Abraham. Okay, thank you.
Okay, the old switch up, LOL, different draws, clean shave, cologne. Lord have mercy. All right.
She said that's how you can tell when someone is cheating.
That's the response. Right. Antonio said that's a loaded question, Joketra. All right. So
what's the loaded question?
Our question.
Oh, the question.
How do you know when they cheating? All right, Nick.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna start with the comments first. We're gonna start with the comments first.
Abraham said, I got the voice activated recorders in the vehicle. I know immediately. Ooh. Ozzy said, I must have evidence first and never assume. All right.
Well, I do think that we always say that our women's intuition tell us when there's something going on?
Well, Ozzy said he got intuition. He said, my intuitive never lies to me.
Okay, so it goes both ways. Male and females both
Yeah,
have that.
both parties cheat. Both parties cheat.
Yes, they do. I
Yeah.
just think women are better cheaters, but yeah, I think that there are several ways that or you feel, as Ozzy said, you need to have facts and you just don't want to assume. But I think a lot of times when you have started assuming, it's because of something that, like if a person always has their phone up and don't try to hide it, but then all of a sudden they start taking their phone with them to the bathroom, turning it down, always whenever you come around, want to put it down. I think that that's, one way. And then there's someone mentioned about the new draws, new cologne, want to get in shape, all of a sudden want to get in shape.
Okay. Deanna said they start to pull away.
That's affectionate. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shantina said men are creatures of habit, look for changes in
Weigh it out.
weigh it out.
Weigh it out.
Okay. Tamika said their routine and behaviors change. Antonio said change in patterns is a telltale emotional and physical distance. All right.
Yeah, I think most people hit on it. The pattern changes. The pattern changes. Right. They mentioned the cologne, the draws, all that type of stuff. The pulling away, which is less affectionate. That's another thing. Being more argumentative with the person. They picking arguments. They picking disagreements.
Yeah. Abraham said the Holy Spirit will reveal all, and people often change their routines. Phones upside down, start talking about their coworkers, don't want to have sex like they used to or usually do, etc.
Abraham, I agree with you, but everybody, they got to have the Holy Spirit first, though. I agree with you, but they got to have the Holy Spirit. Everybody don't have it.
I definitely think that if you are used to, if you are very sexually active, and then all of a sudden it goes from 100 to 0, that definitely is a good indicator that, that person might be getting it with someone else.
Right. They've been fulfilled someone else, so their desire is wane.
Altamie said their petty side comes out and you didn't know they had.
Argumentative.
Shantina said argument so they can skip out. Yep.
Also disrespectful. They start disrespecting you, another side that you didn't really see. And they're like, man, they just got a lot of disrespect for you. And again, that leads into an argument also as well. And again, if this person is the type of person when they argue, they also leave. I mean, they give them a reason to retreat back to the other person they cheating with.
Just leave me. Just tell me you don't want to be with me no more. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Some people just don't have the guts to do that.
All right. Dar says sometimes they might have more sex with you too.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
No, but I get what she's saying because it's a cover up. So it's like just so you won't think that because people are saying they're less affectionate, they have more sex with you, so you won't think that is an issue. They asking them for it more. So it's a cover up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a disguise.
Okay. I got you. Oh, so when women say, I had no idea he was sexing me just as much as he normally do.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, they know that you can't actually stop doing that. So it's like they may even maintain that or even increase it.
That's a Jedi mind trick. All right. Altamie said STDs and infections. That's true.
A big one. That's a big one, Altamie. That's a big one. Telltale sign.
That is definitely an obvious one.
Yes. Very simple to an extent. They start treating you differently. Keisha wanted to know what's the question. So the question is, how do you know when someone is cheating? How do you know when your mate is cheating? Antonio said, or they may be on the verge of cheating if they show signs. Women tend to be more emotionally involved before they physically cheat. Okay. Tamika's laughing. All right. So we've heard changing patterns, having more sex than normal, changing that cologne, trying to get more physically fit, on the phone a lot.
That passcode.
Mm.
That's a big one right there.
If they can't leave their phone around you, if they got to take their phone to the bathroom when they go to the shower, anywhere.
Out to me said they got a second phone burner. Lord have mercy.
It's on a reality show.
May said, "Why does it seem like men are the only ones that cheat?"
Yeah. Oh, no, you didn't hear me say that women cheat better than men. Yeah. It's definitely not a sex thing. They're both cheaters.
Yeah,
can be cheaters.
Man, that's what we were saying. We're saying both parties cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, women, look, women, we take our phones with us to the bathroom and other places too.
Yeah.
We mainly do that. Look, we mainly do that.
Like the patterns are the same. The things we discuss, both parties do the same stuff for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the women will take their phones to the bathroom with them anyway.
Of course.
Versus the man. But we definitely do some of the other things too.
So Shantina said, listen for the new friends being mentioned. I think this is a big context clue. Keisha said, in Tallahassee, the public is going to tell you on Facebook. Amelia said, new words and phrases.
Okay, that's a good one.
She said, emotional cheating is still cheating.
Whoa. After me getting into something deep, she's getting deep right now.
There you go, look. Well, then that means that probably all of us are definitely cheaters.
Getting deep right now. She getting deep. That's a whole nother conversation after me. She getting deeper.
Yeah, but that she mentioned that because I know my girlfriend and I were just having this conversation last night. Sometimes it really is hard because they always say, and the word says, when you think about it in your mind, you basically already done it. Mm-hmm. So there are different levels to cheating, and people will have to, I guess, distinguish what those levels are and how they impact the relationship.
Right. It definitely need to be discussed because if we going deeper, we can go further and say it's flirting cheating.
Right. And I think that especially when you're in a long distance relationship, I think that it's easy. And with Facebook, it's easy with Facebook, any social media outlet, because some people have issues with if someone make a comment on their page and how you respond to that person, they have like, oh, well, you what's going on between you two? And I'm like, it's just Facebook. A comment doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I've seen where, oh, you gave her the heart face, the heart and the eyes. So that must mean y'all got something going on.
Right. But it does mean something if you have history with that person and your partner knows that.
No, yeah, that's the case. Yes, right. True. Right. Very true.
Antonio said they are always going to their cousin's house. All right. Abraham said women initiate 90% of divorce. Women cheating more than men. Men need someone to cheat with. Don't throw us under the bus. Yeah, Abraham, we're not throwing you under the bus. We agree.
Oh, both sexes cheat. Both genders.
Yeah, both sexes cheat. And I know I initiated my divorce.
Work husband and wives. Yes. Running late.
That's the big one. After me, that's a real big one.
That is a real big one.
So you consider that to be a form of cheating?
What? Work husbands
and wives.
Nick?
The fact that you actually label that person that is a form, because once you label that person that, your mind also goes there and it goes to emotional state as well. So yes, it can be a form of that because you give that person that title and that, because I'm telling you, if you have a work husband or a work wife, best believe that work husband, work wife don't want you talking to nobody else at your job because they consider I'm number 2, but I'm not going to be number 3. So that means you're going to be talking to nobody else at this job because I'm number 1. So yes, that can also be a form of cheating. Try to talk to somebody else when they say they the work husband, work wife, and see what they do.
And I'm sure if they look good on either side, I'm pretty sure in your mind you have thought about getting with them.
Yes, exactly. Look, you wouldn't even accept them. You wouldn't even let them call you that if they weren't attractive. You wouldn't accept if they say I'm your work husband, your work wife. You wouldn't let that go if that person wasn't attracted to you. You'd be like, nah, you shoot that down real quick.
You
But the
might
fact
have
that it may be a little attractive, you may let that go a little longer than it should be.
Interesting. All right, my buddy Tyrone Brooks, who's here in Tally, said, "Look but don't touch." Ozzy said, "If you are a good listener, the signs will show itself by that person developing awkward routines." Alchemy said, "The settings on the phones can make certain notifications silent." Let's see. Abraham, social media has caused a lot of marriage and relationship problems. A lot of people don't need social media.
Abraham. Oh,
Oh,
can we pause for a minute on Abraham's comment? Because
yeah.
actually, I was getting ready to ask about that because you see a lot of posts where people say exactly what he said, and then people will comment and say that social media didn't break them up. They did that, because social media should not break up a marriage or a relationship if the foundation was strong. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think we allow perception to become reality. So I think if you communicate with your mate, as it relates to all of that, then hopefully you'll get a clear understanding. But if you don't get a clear understanding, then perhaps there's something there. So I don't know. I think it's a mixed bag, but I really don't think you should allow what's going on, on social media to affect your relationship. That's where I think communication comes in outside of social media.
What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think that social media is a good platform. It's a good venue to keep up with friends, relatives, things like that. But if social media is causing, I guess, a problem in your relationship, then you guys probably want to talk about not being on social media because that means you guys are not handling it the right way. Also, before you even get on social media, it should be a conversation talking about the do's and don'ts of social media. Do we accept DMs? Do we also befriend old boyfriends and girlfriends? Do we do that? So those conversations need to happen because if you just accept old boyfriends and girlfriends, you definitely open yourself up to a possible DM, a possible checking in. So that's a conversation you got to have.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. The Ozzy said, "Take notes and develop a case after 2 months." Lord,
Yeah, investigator.
right? Ozzy. Antonio said, "Being emotionally involved with someone can, in a sense, be worse than being physically involved. Emotional involvement can be the point of no return."
I think that's true for a lot of women more than men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of comments. Tyrone said women are smarter at it.
I agree.
We agree.
Speak for yourself.
Well, Abraham said, "Jesus said, if you look lustfully upon a person, you done already messed up in sin." Lord.
Wow.
Brittany, she said, "I love these conversations." Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you, Brittany.
What he said is what I had mentioned. That is true. And that's why I said, when you look at it from the biblical standpoint, then all of us are cheaters.
Right.
If we're going to be honest.
Right. Shantina said, "The wife of a former manager told me I was her husband's work wife because he was coming home talking about me all the time. I was clueless because we had a purely platonic, no flirting work routine. But Shantina, he was emotionally connected to you in that he was telling his wife about you. So you had a level of respect and that he shared with his wife."
He probably had some dreams about that brown sugar.
Exactly. So the feelings may not have been reciprocated, but he definitely was emotionally attached.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely. Alchemy said, "I believe social media brings out the person's true character." That could be true.
Yeah.
Social media boundaries, Tyrone said. Social media
We talked about, right, Tyrone? That has to be discussed.
Yes. Ozzy said, "Altamise is rolling tonight."
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
All right. Shantina said, "People provide more opportunity to make poor decisions. Social media provides people more opportunity to make poor decisions."
I agree.
I agree with that.
Dar said, "If you don't feel safe with someone, leave. I've caused more damage to myself trying to fix and detective everything." Yeah. I know some people that have gotten, into the whole private investigation of their mates, and it's caused them, a lot of stress. So,
Yeah.
for me, said social media can't break up a marriage. Emotional cheating can, though. Vicky, hey, I'm a work wife. I was given that name by the real wife, and there's nothing going on between us. I love them as my sister and brothers. They truly have my back. And that can definitely be the case.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Debbie said social media reveals things. People get sloppy on there. In most cases, I've seen, especially DMs and inbox. Yes. Santina, I've always find that shared profiles interesting. I find the shared profiles
Oh
interesting.
my goodness. Now, someone made a comment about that, Shantina. It's interesting that you brought that up because in one of the groups that I'm in, someone said that when you see or when they see a shared profile, they automatically assume that somebody messed up. So that's why one of them made the other person put them on. And my response was, I see it as black love. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I don't
I,
either.
yeah, I don't see it as that.
I don't
So
see it
that's
as that way. I see it as them trying not to mess up. I see it as them saying you already know I'm with someone. We are united front. So I'm trying not to mess up. You don't have to guess who I'm with. They right here in the picture on my profile. So I see it differently.
yeah, I see it. And my whole thing to that too is I've had men that have come in my DM with their wife, and I think we talked about this last week with their wife on their profile. So that's still not going to stop them from cheating. They look at it from at least I'm married. So because there are so many women that are okay with messing with married men that they're hoping that you just might be another one to add to his list.
So you
And
can.
like we talked about, Joketra, when they say at least I'm married, my time is very limited. So
Yep. So you make the decision.
All right. Audrey said, if someone has to vent on Facebook, that shows that the foundation is definitely weak. Abraham, social media is a door. It's like a gateway drug. Some people can't handle that compliment or high school fling, emotional high, saying hi to an old romance after so many years. I'm not saying social media is evil. It's just that some people have to have it who should not because they can't handle it.
it's a maturity level. It is, with anything.
All right.
You got stuff like if you don't know that, they always told me if you don't know the meaning of something and a reason for something, you would abuse it, whatever it is.
True. My cousin,
Yeah.
the Tracy's on here. Hey, Tracy. All right. Alchemy said, "Got to keep your relationship fresh, so they can't find other ways to display their frustrations. And if it happens, you know it wasn't you." All right. Dar said, "One of my exes wouldn't post pictures of us on social media because she thought it would jeopardize her ability to get work. If that doesn't scream suspicious."
I don't agree with that because I know I don't want to post the person that I'm dating. I don't want to post our pictures on social media for many different reasons. I mean, one is because I know how women are, and I know immediately they'll get in his DM or his inbox, and also everybody on your page is not happy for you. They
True.
don't always want the best for you. So I think you have to be mindful of that as well. And if you just want your relationship to flourish, you don't have to always let everybody know who you're dating. Because then what if it doesn't work out? Then everybody gonna start asking, well, what happened to you and that boo? Then you get another boo. What happened to you and that boo? So I think that's not, to me, that's not a suspicion that I would give to the person if they didn't want for our picture to be on social media, at least until there's an engagement of some sort.
Believe me, you're right, Joketra. People are watching and they count.
They are.
Yeah.
Shantina said, what kind of work is that? Mm. All right. Alchemy said, dating, not quite exclusive. According to God, until you're married, you're single. LOL.
That's true.
Brittany said, preach. Shantina said, move in silence, Joketra.
Yeah.
And Keisha said, see pictures when I get married. Okay. Well, there you
And after they close on the house. After
Right.
you get married, they close on the house.
What Makina at?
Makina closing some deals. That's
Yeah.
what
Yes, she is. Closing pearls.
Yes. All right. So we want to move on.
Okay, so leading into that, so the next topic is how long is too long to be engaged?
How long is too long to be engaged?
How long is too long to be engaged?
Huh. How
Let's
long
see
is
what the folks got to say.
look? How long is too long to be dating and not be engaged?
That's a good one too. Let's make it. Hey, we might as well make it a two-part.
Listen, you've been dating for 5 years, and
Yeah, that's definitely a out. Well, I think especially at our age, I think that if you have dated someone for over a year and you haven't discussed marriage, then I think that to me, at my age, I would feel like I'm definitely wasting my time.
all right, all right. Well, Latanya says past 7 months is over for engagement. Abraham said 1 year because y'all gonna eventually get your splack on. Ooh,
He said it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Too much time together.
All right. Makina said I was handling a little dating drama of my own.
Makina, did you handle it? Because
Right.
I was wondering when the collection plate was getting passed around.
She was
So that explains it.
on a special
Welcome back,
assignment.
Makina. Welcome back. I hope
Yeah,
everything
welcome
worked
back.
out.
Yes. All right. Brittany said there isn't as long as the two people have a clear understanding if their timelines and it's agreed upon.
10 years, okay, Brittany. That's if we agree on 10 years, that's okay. That's
okay. Look, that sounds like a okay, Oprah and Stedman.
I don't know what Oprah and Stedman got going on. All right. Alchemy said, well, you could always get courthouse married, then display the grand finale later. All right. Well, how long is too long, though? How long?
Right. How long is too long?
I'm just assuming that the majority of the people on here are over 40.
Not
so,
well, majority, yeah.
Yes. So I'm just thinking that when you get, I'm not saying like what Vicky was saying, okay, let's go ahead and immediately go half on a house, whatever. But I'm just thinking that when you are over 40, you already know what it is that you want. So there should be some type of idea of how long you would want to be engaged, because you're already doing a lot of things probably out of sin, but you don't want to live in sin and just be living and operating that way. At what point would you want to make it official?
Good question. So we got comments. Latanya said, I know a couple that dated for 13 years and just got married.
I want to know who made the decision to get married after 13 years. That's all I want to know. How did they come to that agreement? That's what I want to know.
Tyrone said some don't want marriage.
Marriage may not be the goal, Tyrone. You're right. Marriage may not be the goal.
True. That is true. Shantina said, I know a few people that are well over 10 years.
And who knows? Marriage may not be the goal, or maybe it is. And somebody's like, it's not marriage material. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So
I always think in those relationships, I always think that one person is at least in the back of their mind thinking, I really want to get married. I really want to.
I don't know. Altamy said, I'm 29. Abraham said 38 here. Brittany, so I'm younger, so I know people who did date and got engaged. It was 8 to 10 year period.
So I guess our over 40 folks are not commenting.
I guess.
So we did say 35 and up, right, for our single. So let's just say 35 and up on here.
Well, okay. He said 1 year for engaged. Tyrone said some just want to shack up and keep it simple. And that's true. Some do. Makina said, I'm over 40. I can't date over a year with no clear intentions.
I agree with that.
Long enough for my lease to end.
Buy a house together or either move in, right?
Right.
Well, that's usually a year.
It is. She said a year earlier. Ozzy said, there's not a time limit as long as those individuals are in unity and both on the same page. Now, over 3 years being engaged, unless deployed, it will have some rough times to deal with in that regard.
Okay. That sounds reasonable.
Okay, Latanya answered your question, Nick. She said, I have no idea, I guess, who initiated, but she was shocked when it happened after
I'm
13.
shocked too, Latanya. That's why I asked. I'm shocked too.
Yeah. Antonio said, I have no idea what people wait on. Getting married is super simple. Maybe stay engaged out of fear, finances, etc.
So let
Now
me
I
tell you
don't.
what I heard. Let me tell you what I heard engagement was for. I heard engagement was just to plan the wedding. That's what
Yes.
I heard.
Hmm.
Well, that's.
Because
I think that's the etiquette definition of what an
that's what I
engagement
heard.
is.
Because I was like, once you propose, then that means that I already say I want to marry you. So we only just planning a wedding with engagement. That's what I heard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we
Well, I don't, Nick, I don't know if you know the statistics, but I know that it is something that they do talk about how there are, quite a number of African Americans, Black households that are not getting married, and what that does to the family structure. Do
Yeah, I
you
did a
have,
little research on. I did a little research on cohabitation. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I did. Yeah.
okay.
So we'll go on with the questions though. So I'll share that. I'll share that later on.
Okay. Cara said, I have friends who have been dating for over 20 years and just got engaged 2 years ago. They have a house and 2 kids. Wow. I think people may think that when they get married, it changes the relationship.
That's not nothing happens at the altar but vows being given. That's the only thing that
And
happens.
I also think too that depending on how you were brought up, because I came from a family where my mom and dad, they're still married, so I was raised in a household with two parents. So for me, I have always looked at being married as a goal, or something. Whereas somebody that came from a single family home, they may view it totally differently, or they might say, because I did come from a single family home, I do want to get married and have a family. Or it could be I just want to shack up. There's no need to get married.
All right. Abraham said, ladies, never allow a man to string you along for more than a year. If you know you want to be married and you're not dating for the sake of dating, let the man know up front. This is how you can immediately know his intentions.
I agree with that.
Santina said, at my current age, we need to know what's going on within a year. Altamise, but if you're doing marriage things, why not make it official?
Hmm.
Um, Makina, Ozzy always knows what to say. All right, now, Santina, a year. The engagement itself can be longer than a year, but not 10 years. Maine said it's case by case. Latanya said I'm 50 plus, so I'm not dating someone beyond 9 months to a year, which is my max. Wendell Berry is on here. Hey, Wendell. He
Oh,
said,
Wendell.
is getting a piece of paper the goal, or is it the commitment and partnership? Mm. All
I
right.
would think it would be the
All right.
commitment
I
and
said I
partnership.
know a couple that lived together over 10 years, got married, and was divorced within 3 years. Mm. Brittany, I'm not playing house shacking up with the man. Dar, I'm 27. I have never kept someone around longer than a year. You should know them by then. Altamise, a birth certificate is also a piece of paper, lol. I'm just saying, and that's definitely a lifetime.
All right.
All right,
That
Antonio,
was good.
maybe we could learn from history about engagement and marriage. Society has changed, and maybe we don't understand it. Any facts, Nick?
All right, Nick, you're
One,
on.
so one thing I was going to share is that when I did some research on cohabitation, the ones that cohabitate they get married at a lesser rate than the ones that do not cohabitate. So that was research done because it was several reasons. It was because one good reason is that you find out that you guys are not compatible because you actually live with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one reason, and the other reason is that you guys start taking each other for granted. So it was several different things. So I think whenever you do not move right into cohabitation, you still have that excitement to see what it's like to get married, but and then when you move in with each other. And so I think that kind of like gives you that motivation to want to get married, to move in and to see what it's like to live with each other. But the research I've done is that people who cohabitate first, they get married at a lesser rate than those that do not.
Interesting. All right, Regina said, I thought my aunt and uncle were married my entire life until my uncle proposed to my aunt on his birthday. they have grandkids together. I have never been so pissed on a joyous occasion.
And I could just see Regina's face like, God
What?
damn,
What?
you mean to tell me you were
What?
already married, been living a
Right.
lie the whole time?
Right. Common law marriage, yes, common law marriage, but
They
yeah,
weren't
they never
married,
really
but
made it
it's common law
official.
marriage.
Yeah, 7 years common law marriage.
So that goes back to Wendell's question about is getting a piece of paper to go, or is it the commitment and partnership?
Right, right.
And some people can do the commitment partnership without the piece of paper. So
that's what I'm saying. That it has to be established. What is the goal of the relationship? Because for everybody, it's actually not marriage. And for some people that don't believe in God, that don't bother them that they actually cohabitating and saying that I don't believe in God, so they don't apply to me. So it depends on what the goal is.
So Wendell said marriage licenses were created by the government to regulate interracial marriage after Reconstruction. You know, Wendell gonna get deep on us.
Yeah, you already know.
Right. Abraham said if a man gets sex without biblical commitment marriage to a woman, the less he is going to stay with that woman. Facts. Vicky said, I'm not giving up my cookies until we're married. So until that man with the same goals comes, I don't know. All right. Shantina said, Florida does not acknowledge common law, Nick. LOL.
Well, since when did they not acknowledge it?
Yeah, I didn't know that either, Shantina.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm a product of a common law marriage. So since when did they not acknowledge common law marriage?
Yeah, let us know. Give us the research on that.
Because my mom and dad got divorced, and they went right back to the same house together, and then they got pregnant with me, and they've been married ever since.
If you have that information, Jatina, let us know when that stopped, because I thought Florida did actually acknowledge common law marriage, and I thought it was 7 years, but let us know if that changed.
Okay.
Yes, please.
She said before 1968.
I was born in 71. So
God is more important. And Ozzy said no goals and purpose. It will only be a bills management household with benefits. Only in love will push the volume to get married unless agendas are in place. Oh my goodness. Janet Love. Hey Janet. She said my grandma used to say no ringy, no dingy. Okay. Antonio said, I heard that once you have sex with someone, you're married spiritually. So,
that's a lot of us married. Look.
Our next topic.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say that's good segue, Antonio. That is good segue.
Okay, so our next topic and our final topic is, and this was from our last week live, but it's what are soul ties and do they affect future relationships? So we want to talk about soul ties versus soul mates. So I'm going to listen on this one. Because last week we asked the question about, do you believe in soulmates? And that brought about a lot of discussion. Mm-hmm. You know, there were some people that said yes, and there were a good number of people that said not so much. So
I had Makina got the collection plate out, so I had to put that up there. So she.
All right, thank you. Oh, for Janet. She said for Janet.
All right. Abraham said, let's shake up the room. Biblically speaking, every person you have sex with in God's eyes, you are married to then.
Well, I'll say this, Abraham, because I did date a pastor, and I tell you, his take on when you engage in sex with someone, it's basically like what you said, because he said that it should be a commitment. You should be willing to want to take it to that next level if you are giving yourself to that person. So that's interesting that you said that.
Hey, Abraham, I'm not disagreeing with you, but can you provide the scripture on that reference right there? I would love to read that.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so women can start quoting it after they have sex with the man.
All right. So
Joketra, I want y'all to use it to the women's advantage. I want y'all to do that. I just want to see it.
Cara says
I'm
some
just
of
saying.
them married to plenty of folks then.
Yes, I already said. Well, shoot. Yes, they are.
All right, so Santina has looked up the statute.
Okay.
And she said prior
You
to
got put the Florida statute 7.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Shatina.
common law marriages are void. No common law marriage entered into after January 1, 1968 shall be valid except that nothing contained in this section. They will acknowledge those in other states, Joketra Nick. So if they can't,
Thank you, Shantina.
if they were
Thank you.
common law from another state, they'll acknowledge, but otherwise, no. All right, Alchemy said, I believe a soulmate is based on your growth and compatibility. Your soul needs nourishment. A soul tie is what you're not willing to let go because your soul loves what is familiar.
Ooh.
You're not willing to let go. I think she meant let go of because your soul loves what is familiar. All right, that's kind of deep out to me.
That is.
Vicky said, soul ties is that sex before marriage. The spirit thing is real. No matter your beliefs spirit wise, and sex is hell if you're not in your right mind. So sex before marriage, she's equating that with the soul ties.
You could be in your right mind.
A background in paralegal studies. So there we go. All right. Regina said Georgia does not have a common law either. Okay. So soul ties, it sounds like, what you're not willing to let go of. Somebody is definitely relating it specifically to sex.
Well, for Nick, to help with probably a better discussion, can you give like a breakdown of the two and what is meant by them?
You talking about soulmate and soul ties?
Yeah.
So
and how the soul ties affect the relationship.
All right. So what we discussed on the last live, soulmate is someone that some people feel like that you actually have someone in this world that's actually meant for you. They were created for you. And whenever you guys get together, a lot of people feel that you actually see this person say, you were meant for me after conversation and things of that nature. That's what a soulmate is. We were supposed to be together, even if that person sometimes with someone else, that person is meant for you. Some people also believe that you can have more than one soulmate. So that's a soulmate. So soul ties mostly is dealing with sex. So when you have sex with someone, because of the interaction, because how God created it, you guys are exchanging all types of things, emotions, physically, things that's been deposited here in different areas from a man and a woman. That brings a connection to some people that's hard to break. Now, if you actually had kids with that person as well, that's even harder to break because that person has actually got some fruit from that connection that you have. So it's kind of hard to forget because you have a child, which is the reason why a lot of times that you're supposed to have sex in the beginning because procreation. So that's what it's used for. And that's what God created it for. So, but a lot of times people say a soul tie, it depends on what is the one night stand or not. If it's a one night stand, then it may be a little easier to walk away from that connection, but it's still a connection. Now, what I've heard with a soul tie is that a way that you can actually move on from the soul tie is to get back to yourself. So you have to actually cut off all communication from that person if you can, and kind of get back to who you are, going from God and just your purpose and your mission, and really abstain from that person, communication, talking to that person as well, just pretty much cut them off. And then that way you can actually move on from that soul tie. Other than that, it's going to be very, very hard because if we get into the point about imprinting, which is a whole nother thing, especially when it's the first person that you ever had sex with. And I can go deeper with if you actually didn't use protection, it go a little deeper than that. So if we talk about imprinting, then it's like you start looking for that same person you had sex with, or a person like that person in your other relationships. So soul ties can get real, real deep. And it's a lot of stuff you have to do within yourself to actually get rid of that connection or actually be able to move on and not bring that baggage in another relationship.
So we got a lot of comments.
Okay. Before you start with the question, because you said that imprint, So can you just quickly go even, because I think we need to get deeper, because this is something that I think is rarely discussed when you talk about the soul ties. And now what you mentioning imprint, I've never heard that before. So can you at least go deeper so all the questions can flow in,
Yeah.
please, with the
All
imprint?
right. So I know I'm looking at the time too, but a lot of times with the imprint is a lot of times when it, let's just say for women, it's the first person that you had sex with, right? And so a lot of times when you had sex with a person, a lot of times you will notice that female will be looking for that person that they had sex with, kind of like that person, the body build, maybe even the type of personality this person have, the emotions that this person actually give off. And also imprint can also be the father in the home. It can also be a brother, someone that's real, real close to them. A lot of females will look for a male or a mate that's just like their father, just like a brother, or very, very similar build emotionally wise to the person they first had sex with. Now, that's imprint.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's probably what gets us into trouble.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because you're yearning for this person, but that's not saying this person is good for you.
Right.
But emotionally, that's what you're looking for.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Antonio says sex is the consummation of marriage, hence why historically people waited to have sex after the ceremony. When
That's what it's
was
supposed to be.
man, y'all don't want to get into the biblical laws, especially about marriage. It is patriarchal, which most women today would reject.
But see, that's it though, what Wendell is saying, because we are supposed to be taught the biblical laws of that. And a lot of times the churches don't want to teach those things because they'll have to address some things that, they're just not comfortable with addressing. But you have us out here operating in such a way. And that's why we find ourselves in the positions that we're in. And while a lot of times you go from sexual partner to sexual partner because you're looking for that imprint that Nick discussed.
Yeah, a lot of pastors are not willing to go that deep. A lot of times you have to get that in like premarital counseling or one-on-one, because a lot of pastors are not willing to go that deep on a whole broad congregation that people may not need that. So it may have to be a one-on-one if we really need that information.
Okay. Abraham said it's too long to post, but if you look at the temple in the Old Testament and the imagery of the temple, shedding of blood, etc., it's a metaphorical analogy of the wedding night. The man, husband, is the high priest, and the woman is the temple, etc. There is shedding of blood. The temple is pure. Study it in depth, and your mind will be blown. Interesting.
I think that
And
even goes
covenant.
when
covenant. The shedding of blood is the covenant.
Right.
So that's what he's talking about. So if you're talking about a virgin when a woman first has sex, that's why it's like that, because it's the shedding of the blood, which is a covenant back in the day. So definitely I know Abraham's talking about.
Okay.
So it's not when you say, "Oh, you pop my cherry," but
that's what he's talking about.
The high school.
But also, Nick, you talked about a lot of things that are being shared, and we've discussed the oxytocin that is released from when you have sex, and I know you didn't necessarily mention that word, but I'm sure that you talked about
the oxytocin and the dopamine, all those chemicals running through you, it just helps with the attraction and you being emotionally attached to that person, especially after sex, because you can get the oxytocin through kissing, and the dopamine start, dealing with the brain, which makes your decisions cloudy.
Okay. Makina said, come on, Nick, pass that collection plate.
All right, Makina, let me know how much we got after this.
All right. Abraham said, hence the soul tie. Only one priest was allowed to enter the temple and offer up the sacrifice. Women should only have one man in their temple legally. Y'all don't want to hear it.
You're not afraid of hearing that. I think that most women would love to just have one man in their temple.
All right. Antonio said, right, Nick. Clean our temple. Okay. Hold on. We got a lot of comments, y'all. Let me see. Ozzy, soul ties bring about special people in your life without sexual relations, or an ex-wife or husband with children. Soul mates may be on a deeper level that brings about intimacy.
Oh no, Ozzy, like he switched that around.
Yeah, it sounds like Ozzy. Well, I think that he's just trying to say when someone says that, oh, I'm tied to that person. But no, what Nick was saying is that the soul ties because of your sexual relations with a person. That's what Nick was, where he was coming from.
Yeah.
So I think that you do have them.
Yeah.
I think you got them flip flop. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ozzy. It looked like that the first one should be soulmate and the second one should be soul ties. But correct me if I'm wrong.
All right. And you know, said preach Nick. Janet. I'm a preacher's kid, grandkid, and great grandkid. I was taught that soul ties are when people are intertwined physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yes.
That is usually with sex. You sometimes find yourself looking for that same connection in other relationships.
That's correct, Janet. Correct.
So
Tina.
She brought out a Deborah Cox.
Yes.
You had a lot of songs tonight. So Nick, when you mentioned that the soul ties can be broken by you not, I guess, communicating with that person, you know, you said to get over them and that sort of thing in the connection. So that can be broken. So that means that you can have multiple soul ties with people all throughout your life. And that to me just doesn't seem healthy.
Every time you lay down with a person, you can actually establish a soul tie, especially if you're doing it more than once.
So I don't know if you all are familiar with Juanita Bynum.
Yes.
Yeah.
No more sheets. No more sheets.
Listen, that thing will set the captives free.
Telling you, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Well, I do think that, you know,
down.
Yes.
Well, once you do realize, you know, your temple and you've done some research, you know, that's why I say you don't want to keep having sex with just any old body, you know, just anybody, just to be, you know, it's like, oh girl, I gotta scratch this itch or whatever. You don't want to keep doing that because that does kind of ruin, you know, or your temple, you know, you're not really realizing how important, you know, that is in a relationship.
Yes. Keisha said, if you have a soulmate but have been sexually active with many others, your spiritual mind would not know be your soul tie with the sexual mates. Therefore, you don't know because the lust is outweighing your purpose mate. Okay. Abraham said, imprint is just the bootleg secular analogy of the biblical explanation that I mentioned earlier about the priest in the temple. All right.
More secular. Yeah.
Shantina said imprint comes from a learned experience. How did you get here? You're not supposed to be here. Oh, I know the
song. Only Deborah Cox.
Yes. All right. Wendell says sex is designed for procreation, unification, and recreation. A marriage is supposed to provide a safe and secure place for this action. In this modern world, it is used for recreation and procreation. Unification has fallen by the wayside. I like that point.
I like that one.
Okay, so they high-fiving each other. Regina said historically people were getting married as teens and for business though. That's true. I mean, a lot of families were setting up marriages, right?
Yeah, in some cultures they still do.
Had arranged marriages, yeah.
Ozzy said now people live in guilt and don't understand the dynamics of sex and they get married and still unhappy. Wendell said sex is still taboo in the church, but they have the nerve to regulate and shame people for something they never educate folks about. But that's another live. Yes.
That's good, Wendell. I like that.
That is good. That would be good if we had a pastor on here, you know, to talk about that because it is. And then even when I see babies that are being baptized and come from single homes, you know, and I'm just thinking, okay, here we are, you know, a single home, nothing against it, but that's just something that I think needs to be discussed in the church.
Where did Nicole go?
Nicole, she went to go try to get a pastor for us.
Oh, okay.
Go get a pastor.
See if we have one on hold. I'm saying about it.
I'm sure there's one on the live that'd be willing to talk about
it. Go look. All right, so Shantina said in the Old Testament, Exodus 22, 16, 17, a man who seduces a virgin must marry her if her father consents. This doesn't apply to New Covenant believers. Ozzy said hypothalamus speaks volumes. That is all I have to say.
Talking about that brain.
Yes. All right. Nick, no flip, and I do embrace your point of view. Antonio, multiple marriages and multiple divorces out here. Lord have mercy. Shantina, no more sheets.
No more sheets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Juanita
Y'all haven't
Bynum.
heard that, y'all need to listen to it. Keisha, every time you lay down with a person, you get up with everyone he slept with.
But Nicole, you gotta warn them. They gotta be ready to listen to that. Juanita
Ready.
Bynum. They gotta be ready.
You got to take inventory. Be ready.
Yes.
All right. That is the end of our comments. So
Yes.
we actually got a couple more I think topics for next time out of
Okay.
this. So this is good. This is good.
Yeah, but if you still have some topics, please drop them, because there was a post that had a number of topics that we need to cover. But if you think of any topics, it would be good for you to share them with us.
Mm-hmm. And let us know about the time. I mean, we've been doing Tuesday, Thursday, and now we did Saturday. So let us know what kind of works best for you all. I mean, we also have schedules as well, but I'm kind of curious as to what days you like. If Saturday
Yeah,
is good, or Tuesday or Thursday. So
yeah, because I'm the one with the difficult schedule. So thank you guys for accommodating me.
Joketra, Jamaican, she got so many jobs. Child.
You got 5 jobs, man.
Yes, Yaman.
I just love you guys for accommodating me.
It's all good. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. We want to thank all of our viewers for the
Thank
comments.
y'all for viewing, chiming in.
We appreciate it.
We hope you guys have a happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Y'all are showing some love.
Yes.
Salute to
Y'all that
all
are
my
married,
fathers out there making it happening in the world. Salute to all my fathers.
Yes.
y'all that are married, y'all get just some good sex.
Lord have mercy. Much love to the fathers. Much love to the fathers. All right. Keisha said we love the impromptu. Shantina said pandemic schedule Wednesday, Saturday change when we are set free. LOL. All right, cool. Well, again, we appreciate y'all, and we'll keep you posted when our next live will be. Have a great rest of the evening, and we will see y'all next time.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.